Imagine this, it's late in the evening, fans are scrolling through social media, expecting Tamar Braxton's usual uplifting posts, when suddenly an alarming headline flashes across everyone's feed. Tamar Braxton rushed to the hospital after a shocking and dangerous health accident. Within minutes, panic sets in across the internet. People are asking, what happened? Was this a breakdown? Was she harmed during a heated argument? Or did her complicated family drama finally push her over the edge? Nobody seems to know for sure, and the silence from Tamar's camp only makes things worse. Whispers begin to spread. Some claim she collapsed during a heated confrontation backstage, while others insist it was the stress of ongoing feuds and betrayals that sent her spiraling. Fans are stunned, celebrities are reaching out, and her family? Well, let's just say the Braxton household is no stranger to chaos, and this time, emotions are running higher than ever. As cameras flash and rumors spiral, everyone wants answers. What exactly happened that landed Tamar in the hospital? Who was involved in the moments leading up to this terrifying accident? And most importantly, will Tamar's career and family ties survive yet another shocking twist? Stay tuned, because this story is about to get messy. The moment the news broke that Tamar Braxton had been rushed to the hospital, fans couldn't believe what they were reading. Social media lit up like wildfire, with people posting frantic messages and praying for her health. Some said it was exhaustion, others claimed it was a secret argument gone horribly wrong. But the one thing everyone agreed on was that this wasn't just another rumor. Tamar's name has always been tied to drama, but this time it felt different. This time it felt serious. People who were close to the situation began whispering that the accident wasn't random at all. According to one insider, Tamar had been seen in a heated argument just hours before everything spiraled. Witnesses described raised voices, tears, and a level of tension that could be cut with a knife. They said Tamar looked overwhelmed, her hands trembling as she tried to explain herself to someone on the phone. And just when it seemed like things might calm down, the shocking collapse happened. She just fell, like her body gave out completely. One alleged witness claimed, and everyone around her froze because they didn't know if it was stress, something medical, or something worse. The Braxton family's history of public feuds made this situation even more complicated. Toni Braxton, her older sister, was reportedly devastated and immediately canceled her plans to be by Tamar's side. Tawanda was quick to post a cryptic message online that read, you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only option, which only fueled more speculation. Fans started piecing together theories, suggesting that Tamar's emotional battles, combined with family pressure, might have triggered this dangerous episode. Others speculated that something had been kept hidden for too long and finally came crashing down on her. To add fuel to the fire, one shocking twist emerged. Sources hinted that Tamar's recent run-ins with her management team might have played a role. She had allegedly been pushing herself beyond limits, rehearsing late into the night for a special performance and arguing over creative control. A tense showdown reportedly occurred just before her collapse, with accusations flying in both directions. She was saying she felt unheard and disrespected, a source explained, and the stress was eating her alive. The idea that an argument about her career could lead to such a dangerous outcome stunned fans, who never imagined how much pressure their favorite star was under. Meanwhile, fans outside the hospital gathered in small groups, holding posters, singing her songs, and praying loudly for her recovery. The atmosphere was charged with worry, but also with confusion. Nobody had any concrete answers. Was Tamar conscious? Was she stable? The lack of updates left people restless, and every silence from her camp made the speculation worse. Social media hashtags like #PrayForTamar and #StayStrongTamar trended globally within hours, proving just how much love the world still had for her, despite all the controversies she had faced in the past. Inside the hospital, however, the mood was far from united. Family members reportedly clashed over who should make medical decisions for Tamar. Tensions that had been buried for years resurfaced, and the stress of the moment only magnified their conflicts. One insider described the waiting room as a battlefield, with accusations flying and emotions boiling over. It wasn't just about Tamar's health anymore, the insider said. It was about old grudges, about who really supports her and who's just there for the spotlight. The drama escalated when an unknown voice note leaked online. allegedly capturing part of a heated conversation between Tamar and someone close to her just hours before her collapse. In the audio, Tamar's voice could be heard saying, "I can't take this anymore. Everybody wants something from me, but nobody sees what it's doing to me." The clip spread like wildfire, leaving fans shaken. Was this her cry for help? Did nobody in her circle notice how much pain she was in? The questions became louder and the mystery deepened. Even her closest friends began to speak out. One longtime friend claimed, "Tamar has always been strong, but lately she's been battling too much." Between career pressures, family issues, and personal struggles, she was walking on a tightrope. People see the glamour, but they don't see the cost. This statement sent shockwaves across fan communities, with many expressing guilt for cheering her on without realizing how much she was suffering behind the scenes. By the next day, paparazzi swarmed the hospital entrance, hoping to catch a glimpse of family members coming and going. Cameras captured Tamar Braxton with dark sunglasses, visibly shaken, refusing to answer questions. Tawanda avoided reporters completely, slipping in through a side entrance. Trina, on the other hand, looked frustrated and snapped at a photographer, who asked if Tamar would recover. The fractured reactions only fueled the narrative that the Braxton family was deeply divided in this moment of crisis. Fans were left wondering whether this was just another chapter in the family's long history of public drama or if something darker was at play. Rumors spread that Tamar had been on medication and might have mixed it with exhaustion, while others suggested sabotage from within her own circle. The wild theories made headlines, each one more dramatic than the last. One tabloid even claimed that a mysterious betrayal had triggered her emotional breakdown. Though no names were revealed, the tension reached its peak when an unverified report claimed Tamar had briefly regained consciousness and asked to see only one family member, sparking jealousy and bitterness among the rest. She asked for one person and one person only, a source whispered, and that caused a lot of hurt feelings. It was like she drew a line in the sand and the others weren't ready for it. This revelation only made the family's division clearer, and fans couldn't stop debating who Tamar had requested. Was it her mother? Was it one of her sisters? Or perhaps someone outside the family entirely? Every new development felt like a twist in a reality show, with emotions running high and fans glued to every update. The shocking accident had exposed not just Tamar's fragile health, but the cracks in her closest relationships. And as hours turned into days, the story only grew more chaotic. Some hoped this moment would finally bring the Braxton family closer, while others believed it would tear them apart forever. But one thing was certain, the world wasn't going to look away. Everyone wanted answers, and everyone wanted to know what would happen next in the shocking, heartbreaking saga. And just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get any more dramatic, a surprising figure stepped into the picture. Someone from Tamar's past whose presence threatened to change everything. The surprising figure who appeared at the hospital was none other than Tamar's former fiancé, David Adefeso. The moment he arrived, the atmosphere shifted. Fans and paparazzi caught sight of him rushing into the hospital with a worried expression, and whispers immediately filled the air. His presence sparked mixed emotions, because while some believed he genuinely cared for Tamar, others remembered the explosive allegations and bitter fallout that once defined their relationship. His return at this fragile moment felt like a twist nobody saw coming. Inside the hospital, David's arrival reportedly caused an uproar. Family members who still held grudges against him were not pleased to see him, and according to insiders, a heated argument broke out almost instantly. "What are you doing here?" one family member allegedly shouted. David, looking exhausted and overwhelmed, responded, "I don't care about the past right now. I'm here for Tamar. She needs me." The tension was unbearable, with some siding with him and others demanding he leave. The fact that this clash was happening just steps away from Tamar's hospital room only made the situation more heartbreaking. Fans online exploded when news of David's arrival leaked. Some were furious, claiming his presence was nothing but a distraction, while others argued that his history with Tamar meant he had every right to check on her. Social media debates turned ugly, with users accusing each other of being too quick to judge. "People can change," one fan tweeted, "and if he's there, maybe it means he still cares. Let's not push away someone who might actually be helping." Another user wrote, "This is the last person she needs around her, not after everything that happened." The division among fans mirrored the division within Tamar's own family, and the drama only intensified. Meanwhile, inside her room, Tamar's condition was still being kept under wraps. Some sources claimed she was stable but weak, while others insisted she had slipped into silence, refusing to speak or acknowledge anyone except select individuals. According to one leak, Tamar finally opened her eyes and whispered something. Shocking, keep them away from me. But who was she talking about? Nobody knew for certain, and the lack of clarity only added fuel to the chaos outside her hospital door. At the same time, another bombshell rumor spread like wildfire. An anonymous source claimed Tamar's health accident wasn't purely medical, but possibly triggered by sabotage. The idea was outrageous, but tabloids quickly latched onto it. Articles popped up suggesting that someone Tamar trusted might have betrayed her, leading to her dangerous collapse. One gossip site even claimed that the tension backstage at her last rehearsal wasn't just about creative control, but about personal secrets being exposed. Allegedly, a fight broke out when Tamar accused someone close to her of lying to her. For months, the theory was wild, but in the world of celebrity drama, nothing seemed too far-fetched. The Braxton sisters found themselves at odds over how to handle the situation. Tony was reportedly furious about David's sudden involvement, arguing that Tamar needed peace, not more chaos. Tawanda, however, was said to be more open, suggesting that Tamar's wishes should come first and that if she wanted David around, then they had to respect it. Trina, on the other hand, was caught on camera venting her frustration, saying every time something happens, the wrong people show up and make it worse. Their mother, Evelyn, tried to play peacemaker, but even she seemed torn about whether David should be allowed near her daughter. One particularly emotional moment came when Evelyn was overheard saying, "My child is lying in there fighting for her life, and y'all are fighting each other. This is not about grudges, it's about saving her." Her words, raw and heavy, reportedly brought some of the arguing to a halt. But the tension didn't vanish. The media frenzy outside the hospital only worsened. News vans parked on the street, helicopters hovered above, and fans chanted Tamar's name in support. Paparazzi managed to capture blurry photos of David entering and leaving, which quickly circulated online with captions like "BX returns" and "Is David the key to Tamar's recovery?" Conspiracy theories grew louder. Some insisted Tamar's collapse was staged for publicity, while others accused family members of leaking information for fame. The situation was spiraling far beyond control. Then, in a shocking twist, someone leaked a screenshot of a text message allegedly sent by Tamar just hours before her accident. The message read, "I'm tired of being everybody's punching bag. Tonight might be the last time I try." The screenshot went viral within minutes, leaving fans devastated and enraged. Many blamed her inner circle for failing to see the warning signs, while others expressed guilt for not taking her previous struggles seriously. The heartbreaking message suggested that Tamar's accident might have been far more intentional than anyone wanted to admit. As the world tried to make sense of it all, insiders hinted that Tamar's health scare could lead to permanent changes in her career. Rumors swirled that she might step away from music altogether, focusing instead on her mental and physical health. Some claimed she was considering cutting ties with certain family members to protect her peace, while others believed this incident would push her to reconcile with those she had once shut out. The family dynamic, however, grew even more volatile. At one point, two of her sisters allegedly refused to sit in the same waiting area, forcing hospital staff to separate them. Fans who idolized the Braxton family for their music and sisterhood were heartbroken to see just how divided they had become. "I thought this would bring them together," one fan posted, "but it looks like it's tearing them apart." Meanwhile, David made a bold move. In front of reporters outside the hospital, he declared, "I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I love Tamar, and I will always show up for her. That's what real love looks like." His words sparked a frenzy, with some praising his dedication and others rolling their eyes at what they saw as a publicity stunt. Either way, his statement kept him at the center of the narrative, ensuring his presence couldn't be ignored. As the days dragged on, Tamar's condition remained uncertain, but the chaos around her only grew louder. Fans begged for an official update, but the family's silence made people more suspicious. Was there something they weren't telling the world? Was the truth too messy to reveal? And just when it seemed like the situation had hit its peak, Another shocking revelation emerged: an alleged betrayal from within her own family that threatened to turn the Peraltain, to turn the Bison, an alleged an alleged betrayal from within her own family that threatened to turn the entire story upside down. The whispers of betrayal didn't take long to explode into a full-blown scandal. Just when fans thought they had seen it all, a shocking report surfaced claiming that someone inside Tamar's own family had leaked sensitive information about her condition to the press. The betrayal wasn't just about gossip, it was about trust being shattered at the worst possible time. According to insiders, Tamar was devastated when she heard about the leak. She reportedly broke down in tears, whispering, "Even now, they're still selling me out." The identity of the alleged betrayer was not immediately revealed, but speculation pointed in every direction. Some fans accused one of her sisters, noting how cryptic social media posts seemed to appear within minutes of private hospital updates. Others believed a cousin or extended family member had taken advantage of the situation. But the most shocking rumor of all was that it might have been someone Tamar trusted deeply, someone who had access to her most private struggles. The idea that a betrayal had come from so close left fans outraged. The Braxton family, already divided, erupted in chaos over the accusation. Arguments broke out in hushed but heated tones in the hospital's waiting room. Ho! Could you do this to her now? One family member reportedly shouted. Another snapped back, "Don't point your finger at me. I've been nothing but loyal." Tensions rose so high that security had to intervene, urging everyone to calm down. Witnesses said the air was thick with suspicion, and the family, instead of uniting, was crumbling even further. Fans online were equally torn. Hashtags like #BraxtonBetrayal and #WhoExposedTMA are trended for hours, with users dissecting every possible clue. "It has to be someone close, the details are too specific," one fan wrote. Others defended the family, insisting the leak might have come from hospital staff or even an outsider pretending to be connected. But the damage was done. The world now saw the Braxtons not as a united front, but as a fractured family battling against one another in Tamar's darkest hour. Betrayal scandal overshadowed everything else until another bombshell revelation dropped. A source close to Tamar claimed she had been preparing to make a major announcement before her health accident, an announcement that could have changed her career forever. Some speculated it was about leaving the music industry, others thought it was a tell-all book exposing family secrets, while a few believed it was about a shocking new relationship. Whatever it was, the timing of her collapse seemed almost too coincidental. Fans began questioning whether someone had deliberately tried to silence her before she could speak her truth, as if the drama wasn't enough. Another twist emerged when Tamar's ex, David, was spotted leaving the hospital in the middle of the night after an alleged argument with one of her sisters. Paparazzi caught the heated exchange on camera, with David appearing visibly upset and gesturing wildly. Rumors spread that he had accused a family member of being behind the betrayal, which only fueled more division. "He's trying to turn Tamar against us," one insider reportedly claimed. But others wondered if David might actually know more. Then he was letting on. In the midst of all the speculation, Tamar's condition took a sudden turn. Doctors reportedly rushed to her room after a frightening episode where her heart rate spiked dramatically. For a moment, fans feared the worst. Hospital staff managed to stabilize her, but the scare only highlighted how fragile the situation really was. Word of the scare spread quickly, and fans around the world sent a flood of prayers and messages, begging her to keep fighting. The Braxton sisters, meanwhile, couldn't contain their emotions. Toni was seen leaving the hospital in tears, covering her face from cameras. Tawanda posted another cryptic message online that read, "Sometimes the knife comes from your own blood," which fans interpreted as a direct reference to the betrayal. Trina, on the other hand, seemed furious, telling reporters, "All of this noise is killing her faster than her illness. If people cared about Tamar, they'd shut up and let her heal." The conflicting statements only deepened the sense of chaos. One of the most emotional moments came when Tamar's mother, Evelyn, was caught on video outside the hospital pleading with fans. "Pray for my child," she said through tears. "This is not a game. This is her life. Please stop the gossip and just lift her up." Her heartfelt plea touched fans deeply, but it also highlighted just how much pain the family was in. Then came a shocking twist nobody saw coming. An anonymous insider leaked a claim that Tamar, before being rushed to the hospital, had secretly recorded a message on her phone. The recording, allegedly made just hours before her collapse, was said to contain Tamar speaking about feeling betrayed, exhausted, and ready to let go of everything. Though the recording was never made public, the mere rumor of its existence sent shockwaves through social media. Fans were horrified at the thought of Tamar preparing a goodbye message, and they demanded answers about who might be keeping the recording hidden. Speculation about the recording tied back to the betrayal scandal. Some believe that whoever leaked her private messages to the media might also be withholding or manipulating the recording for their own benefit. Others thought the family was deliberately hiding it to protect Tamar's image. Either way, fans were left with more questions than answers. Through all of this, Tamar's name never left the headlines. News outlets reported every rumor, every fight, and every cryptic social media post. What started as a health accident had now turned into a full-blown family drama with accusations of betrayal, sabotage, and emotional manipulation dominating the story. And while Tamar lay in her hospital bed, the world watched her family unravel in real time. But just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get worse, another shocking development surfaced, this time involving a secret visitor who entered Tamar's hospital room late at night, sparking even more confusion about who could be trusted in her inner circle. The mystery surrounding Tamar's hospital stay reached a fever pitch when news broke about a secret late-night visitor. According to hospital staff, someone managed to slip past security and into Tamar's room without clearance. No official names were released, but whispers quickly circulated that the visitor wasn't family, wasn't David, and wasn't anyone fans had expected. The revelation sparked chaos online, with fans desperate to know who the shadowy figure was and what they wanted with Tamar at such a vulnerable time. Rumors flew fast. Some claimed it was an industry executive with ties to Tamar's career, arriving under the cover of night to persuade her to stay quiet about the announcement she had been preparing. Others swore it was a former friend who had been cut out of her circle years ago, now trying to reconcile in her darkest hour. And a few even insisted it was someone Tamar had been secretly seeing, which sent social media into overdrive. Whatever the truth was, one thing became clear: the visitor's presence only deepened the mystery surrounding Tamar's collapse. The next morning, security was tightened around her room, and family members were reportedly furious. How could this even happen? One of her sisters was overheard shouting, "She's supposed to be safe in here." Another snapped back, "Don't blame the staff, blame the people sneaking around with secrets." The tension was unbearable, and fans watching from the outside couldn't help but feel like the family was spiraling further out of control. Then, in a dramatic turn, Tamar herself allegedly whispered something to a nurse when asked about the visitor. The nurse later confided to an insider that Tamar had said, "Don't let them back in." That simple statement sent chills through everyone who heard it. Who was she referring to, and what had they said or done that made her so adamant about keeping them away? Meanwhile, the Braxton family's public image was in tatters. Every interview, every post, every appearance seemed to contradict the last. Tony tried to take control by releasing a carefully worded statement thanking fans for their prayers, but her words did little to calm the storm. Tawanda continued posting cryptic messages online, one of which read, "Snakes always reveal themselves in the garden." Fans immediately speculated that this was a jab at the secret visitor, adding even more fuel to the fire. Trina, growing visibly frustrated, was caught on video snapping at paparazzi outside the hospital. "Enough is enough, let my sister heal," she shouted before storming off. Her outburst made headlines of its own, with fans torn between admiring her protectiveness and questioning why the family couldn't seem to keep their drama private. Their mother, Evelyn, still trying to hold everything together, begged everyone to stop feeding the circus. But by then, the circus was too big to stop. Adding to the drama, David reappeared, this time speaking directly to reporters. "I know people don't trust me," he said, "but I've seen things these past few days that will shock everyone when the truth comes out." His cryptic words left the world buzzing. What exactly had he seen? Was he hinting at the betrayal, the leaked messages, or the mysterious late-night visitor? Nobody knew, but speculations soared. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. A tabloid published an explosive report claiming that the late-night visitor had brought Tamar something, a small notebook filled with handwritten notes and personal confessions. According to the article, the notebook contained Tamar's raw, unfiltered thoughts, her fears, her anger, her regrets, and even names of people she felt had wronged her. If the report was true, this notebook could unravel everything, exposing private family secrets and potentially destroying careers. Fans were stunned. Some begged for the notebook to remain private, insisting Tamar's personal pain wasn't for public consumption. Others demanded transparency, arguing that if the betrayal really came from within her circle, the world deserved to know. The Braxton family refused to comment, but their silence only made the rumors more believable. Inside the hospital, emotions hit a boiling point. According to insiders, 2 of Tamar's sisters got into a shouting match over the notebook, accusing each other of knowing more than they were saying. Security had to step in once again, while Tamar, still fragile, reportedly broke down in tears hearing the arguments from her room. "All of this is killing me faster than the accident," she allegedly whispered. Those words, heartbreaking and raw, left fans devastated when they leaked online. Despite the chaos, a ray of hope appeared when doctors confirmed that Tamar was slowly but steadily recovering. Fans rejoiced at the news, flooding social media with messages of love and encouragement. But even in her recovery, the storm around her showed no signs of stopping. Every detail, her whispered words, her supposed goodbye message, the betrayal, the mysterious visitor, and the notebook kept the world hooked on her story. As Tamar's health stabilized, discussions turned to what would happen next. Would she speak out about the betrayal? Would she reveal the contents of the notebook? Would she cut ties with certain family members once and for all? Or would she walk away from the spotlight entirely, choosing peace over fame? The questions piled up, and fans couldn't wait for answers. But one thing was clear: this health accident wasn't just a personal struggle for Tamar. It had become a spectacle, a drama unfolding in real time, with betrayals, secrets, and unresolved wounds all laid bare for the world to see. And even though she was beginning to heal physically, the emotional scars left by this ordeal would not disappear so easily. The stage was set for Tamar's next move, and fans everywhere were waiting for her to finally break her silence and reveal the truth. And so, here we are, standing at the edge of a story that feels less like real life and more like a season finale of the most dramatic reality show you've ever seen. Tamar Braxton's terrifying health scare has left fans shocked, her family divided, and the public desperate for answers. Was this accident simply the result of stress and exhaustion, or was there something darker lurking behind the hospital doors? Did betrayal from within her own circle push her past the breaking point, or was the mysterious late-night visitor holding the key to secrets we may never fully know? One thing's for certain: Tamar's story has reminded the world just how fragile even the strongest stars can be. Behind the music, the fame, and the spotlight lies a woman battling unimaginable pressures. And in this moment, all anyone truly wants is to see her rise again. The unanswered questions hang heavy in the air. Will she speak out about the betrayal? Will the truth about the notebook ever come to light? And perhaps most importantly, will this be the turning point that finally heals or forever shatters the Braxton family? Now it's your turn. What do you think really happened that night? Was this collapse a warning sign, a tragic accident, or a carefully hidden truth waiting to surface? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And if you've been just as hooked on every twist and turn as we have, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss the next shocking update. Because if there's one thing we've learned from Tamar's story, it's that the drama is never truly over, it's only just beginning.